Taboo Talks.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Taboo Talks, Unfiltered Debates. Today we're diving into a topic that hits deep for so many of us. You broke up with someone, but they're still living rent-free in your head. You find yourself replaying old conversations, stalking their social media, or lying awake at night wondering, why can't I stop thinking about them? First off, let me say this. You're not crazy. You're not weak. What you're feeling is normal. There's a reason this happens, and believe it or not, it's rooted in biology, psychology, and something called emotional addiction. Let's break it down. The science of emotional addiction. Especially the kind of love you feel in a romantic relationship isn't just a feeling, it's a chemical cocktail. When you're with someone you love, your brain floods with feel-good chemicals like dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. Dopamine in particular is the big one. It's the same chemical your brain releases when you eat something delicious, win a game, or even use drugs. In simple terms, love is addictive. Your brain literally gets hooked on the high you feel when you're with your partner. And when that relationship ends, it's like going through withdrawal. That's why you feel restless, anxious, and even physically unwell. Your brain is craving that dopamine hit, but it's not getting it anymore. Here's where it gets even trickier. Your brain doesn't just miss the good times, it actually holds on to the pain too. Ever notice how you keep replaying the breakup in your head, analyzing every detail, every word? That's because your brain is desperately trying to make sense of the loss. It's like an itch you can't scratch. Your brain is looking for closure, even if there isn't any. The role of attachment styles. Now, let's talk about attachment. How you form emotional bonds with people often traces back to your childhood. If you have an anxious attachment style, you might find it harder to let go of a relationship. Why? Because you associate love with fear of abandonment. So when someone leaves, it's not just heartbreak, it feels like a threat to your sense of self. On the flip side, even if you're the one who ended the relationship, you can still struggle to move on. Because guess what? Your brain doesn't care who ended it. It's still addicted to that person, to the routine, to the idea of them. Why you romanticize the past? Here's another mind game your brain loves to play. It romanticizes the past. You find yourself thinking about all the good times, the vacations, the late-night talks, the way they made you laugh. But do you notice something? Your brain conveniently skips over the fights, the hurtful words, the red flags. That's not an accident. Your brain is wired to focus on what it's lost, not why it wasn't working. It's the same reason why you crave junk food when you're on a diet. You want what you can't have. Social media, the ultimate trap. Now let's add social media into the mix. You're trying to move on, but their Instagram story pops up. Maybe they look happy, or worse, they're with someone new. Suddenly, you're spiraling. Here's the thing, social media is a highlight reel. It's not reality. People post their best moments, not their struggles. So if you're comparing your raw, unfiltered pain to their curated life, you're setting yourself up for misery. How to let go. So what can you do? How do you stop this cycle of emotional addiction? Let's get into it. Go no contact. I know this is hard, but it's non-negotiable. Block them, unfollow them, delete their number. Out of sight, out of mind isn't just a saying, it's a survival tactic. You wouldn't keep a bottle of vodka in your house if you were trying to quit drinking, right? The same logic applies here. Focus on the facts. Write down the reasons the relationship didn't work. Keep that list where you can see it. Every time you start romanticizing your ex, read that list. Remind yourself why letting go is better than holding on. Replace the habit. Remember how I said love is addictive? Well, You can't just quit an addiction. You have to replace it. Find something that gives you a new dopamine hit. It could be exercise, a creative project, or learning something new. Fill the void with something positive. Talk it out. Whether it's a friend, a therapist, or a support group, don't keep your feelings bottled up. Saying them out loud helps you process and release them. And trust me, you're not alone. So many people have been where you are. Give yourself time. I know you don't want to hear this, but healing takes time. You're not going to wake up one day and magically feel better. But if you keep taking small steps, day by day, moment by moment, you'll start to feel the weight lift. Here's the most important thing I want you to take away from this. You are more than your relationship. Your worth doesn't depend on whether someone loves you, stays with you, or chooses you. You were whole before them, and you are still whole now. And one day, when you're ready, you'll meet someone who sees you for who you are, who appreciates you, and who is ready to love you in the way you deserve. But for now, focus on you, love you, heal for you. Final thoughts. Letting go of an ex isn't easy. It's a fight. But it's a fight you can win. Your brain might be addicted to the idea of them, but you have the power to break free. You are stronger than you think, and you deserve to feel whole again. So, what about you? Have you struggled to let go of someone? What helped you move on? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. This is Taboo Talks, Unfiltered Debates, where we tackle the topics no one else wants to talk about. Until next time, stay strong, stay hopeful, and remember, you've got this.
Taboo talks, we light the flame, push the boundaries, break the game. No filter, no disguise, we open minds, we open eyes. Taboo talks will carry on, challenging thoughts until they're gone.